becomes a problem. 50 Cent is an even bigger problem. Some of the artists are gone. We get another artist. Irv is indicted. Let's get into the Murder Inc. story. Let's get into it. What's going on, y'all? This is your boy Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for another review on the Murder Inc. story documentary. Y'all, I can't say this enough. I am definitely enjoying this documentary, okay? I think that you guys really need to give it a look, okay? Because if you haven't yet, you missing out. We're on episode 4. Like, y'all need to get into it because it's so damn good. Like, I can't stress it enough. It is so goddamn good to me. So y'all need to go ahead and get into it. Now, let me let y'all know a little something real fast, okay? Because we had to switch some things up this week. Now, as you guys already know, Boys Night Out was originally supposed to air tomorrow night at 9:30. But we decided to move it back to next Friday. Okay, well, next week. We don't know if it's going to be Friday or Saturday next week because Jamar has to film on Friday and I have to attend a birthday party on Saturday. So it's going to be between Friday and Saturday. However, by Monday, we should have an official day for Boys Night Out, but just know that Boys Night Out will no longer be airing tomorrow night, but it definitely will be airing next weekend. So be on the lookout for the Boys Night Out panel next weekend, okay? So be on the lookout for it. So that was pretty much the only thing that I wanted to put out there for you guys that was supposed to come up this week, but anything else, we good, okay? So without any further ado, we're about to go ahead and get into. Wait a minute. Wait. Before we even get into the review, let me let you guys know something. One of my videos, it was a Yes for the Mess video that I did a little over a month ago. And it was on Tammy Roman when she went on Carlos King's podcast and talked about her experience on Basketball Wives and how she exposed the production team and everything. That became officially my highest rated video weeks ago. But now it's my first video to ever hit 100,000 viewers. 100,000 viewers on one video. And that video is still moving. I can't believe that people are actually enjoying that video. They're actually watching the video even after all this time. And I just want to say to you guys that it's never too late to get your flowers. It's really never too late to get your flowers at all. It's never too late to get your flowers. And this is a complete I lost my train of thought. This is a complete example of someone that's been working on YouTube for a mighty long time and lost his way and finally found his way, and he's doing everything that he set out to do. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody that's been supporting me. Shout out to all the new subs. Just shout out to everybody that's really you know, riding with me. Scotty Gang is growing every single day. So I just had to put that out there. I'm halfway to 37K. Like I said, we on the road. We got goals to reach. My goal is to hit 40K before the year is over with. And we're almost at 37K already. So shout out to everybody that's supportive of me. And we're in the first day of September. So it's a new month, new opportunities, new inspirations, new goals. Let's get into it. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the review, y'all. Just had to put that out there. So as you guys already know, when we watched it, at the beginning, we knew that Ja and Irv had a neighborhood friend that went by the name Preem. He was a known drug dealer, had his own gang, all of this other stuff, and he was an acquaintance of Irv and Ja. And he was working closely with Ja and Irv. Irv even gave him the money to do his own movie and all of this other stuff. It was like a straight to DVD film that Preem wanted to do. It was like a story about the things that he went through and stuff like that. So he becomes an issue for Murder Inc. Not in the sense that, he's a problem. We got to get rid of him. We got to stop fucking with him. But what I mean by he becomes a problem for Murder Inc. is that because of their affiliation with him, that made the feds watch them and made the feds come for them. And now they're looking at charges and stuff like that. It became a situation where the feds started raiding them, coming to their homes, fucking with their families, all types of stuff, all because of their connection to Preem, all because they knew Preem. and they tried to get them for money laundering charges. And everybody was looking at them crazy because it was looked at like Preem was a drug lord and Irv was doing his bid, and Murder Inc. was built off of drug money. That's what they tried to put on them, and it was fucked up. But that's the price you pay when you start fucking with a bunch of street dudes. You know what I mean? That's just the truth. you know so that's where we were at with it. So that's why I said Preem became an issue for the Murder Inc. saga. But not only did Preem become an issue, it didn't help that 50 Cent started coming out, and we already know that 50 Cent came out with Wankster first. That was the first record he came out with mainstream, because he had a record out years prior called How to Rob, but he was dissing everybody in the industry, talking about robbing them and stuff. So now he has a single out called Wankster that came out like late 2002. I remember it plain as day. I was in eighth grade. 2002. He just came out as Ja Rule was releasing The Last Temptation. And Wankster was a song that was written about Ja Rule, and he's arriving. Then he drops In the Club, and now he's becoming bigger than life at this point. And Dr. Dre just gave him something big. So at this point, 50 Cent is everywhere. And everybody knows that there's this beef, this issue between Ja Rule and 50 Cent. So right now, we really don't know what's going on here. You know what I mean? Like Murder Inc. says, okay, we got some shit going on at this point. They done dropped 50, and 50 out here killing the game. Like 50 got a number one record, number one album out right now. Like we gotta do something. But it did not stop Ja Rule from making hits with The Last Temptation. He did have a hit record with Thug Love, and it was a moderate hit, but he had a moderate hit with Thug Love and with Bobby Brown. And then he had another hit record with Mesmerized with Ashanti. It became number 2 on both the urban charts and number 2 on Hot 100. So he could have had a number 1 record with the Ja Rule and Ashanti, with the record with Ashanti called Mesmerized. And that's the video where they did, the Grease shit where everybody was clowning them for it. But I love that song. Girl, you're still your eyes. I love it when you look at me, baby. Your hips, your smile. I love it when you kiss me, baby. Your hips, those thighs. I love it when you thug me, baby. And I can't deny. I love it when I'm with you, baby. Even my mama like that song. So if my mama like that song, then they got to mean something, okay? And I know some people that look at our videos don't like us singing, but this is a musical documentary, so I'm gonna give y'all just a little bit of the verses. Like, this is nostalgic for me. These are my jams. Okay, sorry, but anyway. So even though 50 Cent is out, they're not gonna stop. We're gonna make Ashanti work on her second album. So now Ashanti is working on, chapter 2. She's in the studio. They're trying to switch it up. She got rid of the sideburns. She has a more sexier type of image. And now she just released this record called Can You Rock With Me? Oh, baby, don't stop with me. Can you take it to the top with me? I just wanna love you, baby. Always thinking of you, baby. Like, that's the song that made me gay. That's the song and video that made me know that I was gay. Like, I tell that story all the time, child. But yeah, so Rock With You comes out. And Ashanti is still one of the biggest acts out there right now. She's still doing her thing, still gets the number 1 album with Chapter 2. Rock With You was a big record for the summer. And they're still doing their thing. But it started becoming a big issue between Ja and 50. It started to become a problem now, to the point to where Louis Farrakhan wanted Ja and 50 to meet up and try to squash this beef, because we've seen beefs in the past that caused, death in the game. Like, we had like Tupac and Biggie. You know what I mean? Those were the biggest losses in hip hop. And even though I was in the second grade when Tupac passed away in 96, and I was still in the second grade that March. So that whole school year, that 96, 97 school year, because school starts in August. So we was only in school for about a month when Tupac had passed away. And then here we go in March. It's spring break at this point, and Biggie has passed away. So they passed away like they died like months apart. So that's something that people will always remember. And even though I was like 7 and 8 years old during this time, I'll never forget how my mother felt because my mother is a big Tupac fan, and so am I. It shows in the shirt. So it's like, big Tupac fan. I know most of all his songs. Like, I knew this. And so they didn't want the, Ja and 50 thing to turn into that because it did look like that's where it was headed because it was getting horrible. So 50 didn't show up, but Ja showed up. You know what I mean? Like, Ja Rule was like, it wasn't a situation where we're going to come to this meeting, we're going to squash the beef, we're going to be friends, all this other stuff. But we could just squash this shit and we could just move on and do our own thing. Like, we ain't got to be battling it because it's going into a different situation. So we could just let it go. 50 Cent didn't want to do it. He's an emotional, petty ass, passive aggressive ass cancer. That's what they do. So of course he didn't do it. He wanted to keep on with the fuck shit. So as time went on, because of everything that was going on with Murder Inc. legally, they was forced to change the name of their record label from Murder Inc. to The Inc. And they didn't want to change their name. But at this point in time, Irv and company felt like, well, not really Irv. Def Jam, Universal, whoever was the parent label at the time, they was like, y'all got to change this name because at this particular point, y'all got legal cases against y'all. We not looking too good out here in these streets. Y'all got this name of this record label and it's called Murder Inc. That's all they're looking at. They're not going to look at the fact that y'all got talented superstars on your label. They're just looking at the name, Murder Inc. That's all they see. They don't see Ashanti being a number one selling artist. They don't see Ja Rule being one of the hottest names in hip hop. They just see Murder Inc. That's all they see. They don't see nothing else. Irv was like, well, our name is Murder Inc. because we put shit out there on the radio and we kill the shit. That's why it's called Murder Inc. We ain't trying to kill nobody. We killing the game. That's why it's called Murder Inc. But they were forced to do it. Irv didn't want to do it. Chris didn't want to do it. They love the name Murder Inc., but it's just like, we got to do what we got to do because we're not looking too good in these streets at this point. We're not looking good at all. And you know what? I remember when they changed the name, and at the time, I was in high school then because maybe like ninth or the 10th grade or something like that when they was still going strong. I remember that plain as day, and I'm just like, why are they changing their name? I don't like this. Like, me being a 14, 15-year-old boy, I don't know what the fuck going on. I love saying it's murder. You know what I'm saying? But they had to change their name for the betterment of themselves, and I can't be mad at that. So at this particular point, now there's becoming a breakdown within the team. Charlie Baltimore, the first to chuck the deuces. She's like, I feel like this. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not making it nowhere. I'm doing all these songs, being on all these mixtapes, all these different singles. I can't put no album out. I don't know what's going on. And it's like no one believes in me. So I got to get my ass up out of here. You know what I mean? And Irv was like, we tried with Charlie, like we did, like we put different records out, they weren't sticking, so we really tried with her. We put her on hit records, tried to put our own songs out, and it just wasn't working out. So it was like, what could we do with Charlie? And she asked to be released, and I was like, here you go, I'm not gonna keep you here, and we gonna go on about our business. I mean, they really didn't do nothing with Charlie, and I never heard of no damn solo Charlie single. Like, I knew that they were talking about giving her an album, letting her release an album and put out a single and start her career. But I never knew that they were putting out singles for her. The only thing that I knew her to do is be a feature girl on all these Murder Inc. records. Like, and I feel like Charlie did have what it takes. Like, she was a nice looking girl. She had the red hair. Like, if they really tried with her, I really believe that she would have went somewhere because she had some of the hottest verses on the records. Like when she was on Ja Rule's Down Ass Chick. You know what I mean? Her verse was fire. Everybody knew her verse. When she was on the Down For You record, her verse was fire. But it's like around 2003, you know what I mean? We wasn't hearing nothing else from Charlie Baltimore. And I was really pissed because I wanted to hear her album. Like, I wanted to know her songs. Like, I wanted to hear it, but it just didn't go nowhere. Next up is Vita. Now, Irv Gotti said that after Put It On Me came out, he just knew that Vita was going to be big, but it didn't turn out that way. And Vita was like, I could have been in the studio. I could have been doing this. I could have been doing that. But when my mom died, I really didn't give a fuck anymore. Like, my mama had passed away. Like, I had a lot of stuff going on in my life. And why do I need to chase behind a bunch of niggas that don't believe in me anyway? So was I wrong for leaving Murder Inc.? Was I disloyal for doing that? Nah, because at the end of the day, they weren't thinking about me at all. Like, they wasn't trying to rock with me. Like, they wasn't doing shit for me. So why stay? And if I'm going to be real about it, I don't blame Vita for not staying because, like I said before, I remember she was on Rap City one time and she was talking about her album and how she had a single ready. The album was done. She was gonna put it out, but then Ashanti came out and all of that was done for her. Like, it was nothing else for her to do. Like, we didn't hear no verse from Vita after 2002. So it was like, girl, what exactly are they gonna do with Vita? They never did shit with Vita, and that's why she took her ass on. And I can't say I blame her for that. I really can't. So then next thing you know, with all the legal stuff going on, Cadillac Ty was put in a position where it's like, I don't want to leave the family. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to be this lawyer. Irv gave me this, Irv gave me that, gave me the opportunity. So why should I leave? But when you're going through a legal case and you really can't do shit for me, what am I supposed to do? So I feel like I should just do something independently. And that's what Cadillac Ty did. He decided to leave too. So now Irv Gotti was like, at this particular point, all these motherfuckers are disloyal. Ja and Black Child were the only two that stuck beside me at this point. So it's like, what's the deal? What's going on here? So now we got to figure some things out. But even though we got all this going on, we not finna stop Murder Inc. We still got money to make. We still got things to do. There's a 17-year-old boy. He was finna sign with L.A. Reid. He had records on his demo. One being Southside, the other being Hey Young Girl. Enter Lloyd, okay? Irv Gotti was impressed. Lloyd was a nice looking, dark skinned guy with a head full of hair. He had a record called Southside. Song came out like spring 2004. I had just turned 15. We was getting ready to get out for the summertime. I never forget it. Listen, I remember all this shit, okay? I'm a visionary. I remember everything. But we was getting ready to get, I never forget, it was like April or May when that song first came out. And we was getting ready to get out of school, okay? Because we used to get out of school in May. So that song had just came out on 106 in Park. I'm like, who the hell is this? And all I knew was that Ashanti was on the record. Long as you make sure that you safely get me home. Don't worry, baby, on the south side, listen in the head, listen like a daddy, just don't know. That was my song. So I had just turned 15. We was getting out for the summertime, and I was getting ready to head to the 10th grade that year. So I remember that. And then he came out with Hey Young Girl. So at this particular point, Irv Gotti and I think Chink, or maybe it was Seven, one of them, they did 5 records on the Southside album because Lord already had the other records already because Southside was one of his demos. And they decided to put Ashanti on Southside because she's a big star. This is opening. It'll be smart for them to put Ashanti on there. It'll bring more attention to Lloyd. And he agreed, and Southside was a big record, and the album itself went gold. And Irv Gotti was like, yeah, it didn't go platinum or double platinum or triple platinum, but I loved that album, and I believed in Lloyd. You know what I mean? So he didn't care. But Lloyd, on the other hand, he said the critics called him a crooner. He was nothing but a crooner, and he didn't know what the hell crooner meant at that time. But he didn't like it though. That's all he knew. He didn't like what they were saying about him. So, but Southside went gold, and Lloyd was something big around that time. Like, he was a new guy. A lot of us liked him. Southside was always on the radio back then, and I loved it. Like, Southside still gets airplay from me. Like, I ride on a Sunday evening and listen to Southside. Like, Southside is still amazing. I didn't never really care for Hey Young Girl like that, but Southside, bitch, that was my record. I love, 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 love Southside. One of my favorite songs by Lord, even though my favorite song by Lord is Lay Your Head on My Pillow. This is my song. But anyway, so then Ja Rule comes out with Blood in My Eye, which is probably his worst album to date, least selling album to date as well. Even Ja Rule said that was my worst project ever. Because it was mainly about him clapping back at 50 Cent. And even back then, I ain't like the album. I'm like, this, I don't like this. The fuck he? I don't like this. Now, clap back was my shit. We gonna clap back. We gonna clap back. We gonna clap back. We gonna clap. Like, that was my shit. But anything else on the album, he could have threw that in the trash. I ain't like it, honey. So then he comes back a year later with R.U.L.E. And that's the album where, the record Wonderful with R. Kelly and Ashanti. Then he drops the New York record with Fat Joe and Jadakiss. However, New York was supposed to be Fat Joe's record that Cool and Dre did for him. And he played it for Ja. Ja loved the record. So in Fat Joe's mind, okay, let me do this for you. You gave me What's Love, one of my biggest records, so I'm gonna give you New York. And that became a big record. So they were still throwing out hits at this particular moment. But then Universal got a call from the feds, from the government. They're basically saying if you don't drop Murder Inc., y'all gonna be in a lawsuit with Irv because y'all giving him the money. And just like that, they dropped him. So now there's nothing they can do. Irv ain't got no money. The people can't go in the studios. Irv is indicted now. So now it's like, okay, it's the hip hop police. You know what I mean? Like the police is trying to police everything hip hop, like trying to, you know, shut it down on mostly all of the hip hop artists because they hated hip hop artists and shit like that. They hated them. So now it's like, okay, we finna shut it down on them. We finna let them know what's really going down, how it's really going down, because we sick of them. Like hip hop is full of drugs, it's full of violence and sex and rock and roll and all this other shit. We finna get rid of it. That's really what it was. So now everybody at this point is feeling away. Everybody on the ink is hanging in the balance at this point. Everybody from the artists to the people that work for them, they're hanging in the balance. So now Ja Rule opens up about how he felt he was being treated when 50 Cent came out. He said that 50 Cent, this nigga came out and was like, I don't fuck with him, so y'all don't need to fuck with him. And at this particular point, everybody stopped fucking with Ja Rule. That is facts. Because people started choosing a side. 50 Cent was the brand new dude out here. You know what I mean? Like he was new. He was running shit. In the Club was a big record. Then he came out with a Ja Rule-esque record, 21 Questions, which is really funny to me because 50 Cent was straight up talking shit about Ja Rule and doing the sing-songy records like Put It On Me and I Cry and shit like that. Shit that made him popular. Mesmerized. All those records. Those were classic records. Big records. Records that still get played. But then you turn your ass around and you do a record like 21 Questions. You turn around and steal Ja Rule's whole swag that you just got through dissing him about, but you want to be just like him. But nobody brings that up. Nobody talks about that. No one. Which I don't get why they don't, but they never talk about it at all. That shit is crazy. But they did turn their back on Ja Rule. And I never wavered from Ja Rule. I still love Ja Rule, period. Like his records are still it for me. I'll go to a Ja Rule concert if they came close. Like for real. I would. I love Ja Rule, period. I never turn. Irv got a deal. It was a sweet ass deal. And I think instead of doing 20 years, he'll probably do maybe 6 to 8 months. Correct me if I'm wrong if you watched it. And so, but the thing is, he would have to say that Preem was guilty. They wanted him to snitch on Preem, and he wasn't going to do it. Everybody that was in his personal life begged him to just tell the police that whatever they wanted to know. But Irv said, "I'm not going to waver. I'm not doing it." He put himself on the line for the sake of his friend. And some people would say that's stupid. Some people would say that's dumb as hell. But I admire it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I admire that. I admire that. He stood up for his friend. Can't hate on it. And he got a lot of support from the music industry. Everybody was showing up for his court case and all of that stuff. So Herb was being supported by a lot of people because everybody felt like they would be getting hit by this situation. Everybody felt that way because it's like the feds was after hip hop. And that's exactly how it came across, y'all. But with that being said, y'all, this is it for my Murder Inc. documentary review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And it looks like y'all been enjoying me covering this documentary. I'm very thankful that you guys have tuned in and y'all are watching it. I am definitely grateful for all of the support y'all been giving it because I did not think that anybody would be interested in any of my recaps of this show. Of this documentary, but I'm glad that you guys are giving it a shot. So thank you guys for that. So with that being said, y'all, this be your boy Scotty. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, share this video, and also click on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever a video drops. Also, if you want to follow me on any form of social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok will be down in the description box below. With that being said, you guys, I'm out of here. I'll talk to you guys on another video. And as I leave you guys, I will leave you guys with the promo from Nova Cosmetics as well as the Queen's Circle. The Queen's Corner? I'm sorry. With that being said, you guys, your boy's out of here signing out. Bye.